Not in your house, in Zumba. You guys have to come for Zumba. Hello, guys. This is still a new dispensation, and I am Zainab Aman Nafalki as always. How are you guys? Because we have to be asking you guys how you are every time. We need to be checking up on ourselves, regardless of the situation happening in Nigeria. It's happening to the most of us. So hope you guys are all good and you're holding it tight. Today I have an amazing guest. Someone, if you're looking for women supporting women in person, she's the one. So we're talking parenting and upbringing today with her. She's my instructor, my able and strong instructor, who I want to be like. That phrase of be yourself. Don't try to be like anyone else. I'm going to defy it now in this moment. That and tell her I've always wanted to be like her since I've known her. She's amazing to say the least. So I'll let her introduce herself to us.
Okay, hello guys, how are you? My name is Fatima Tijani, popularly known as Ummi. I am a Zumba instructor here in Kaduna. And all those things Zainab is saying about me is very flattering. Most of it is true, but some of it she's just twerking
No,
it.
I'm not. I'm serious.
But
I'm not.
I am taking all of it in. Yes.
You know. I'm actually
Positivity,
being so
bring it in.
serious about
I'll
it.
manifest it.
Yes, you should. You should just accept it and move on. You know, accepting compliments is so hard for me, and I'm sure you don't do.
Really?
Yes, it's very hard. Like whenever you say something nice about me, I find it's like I don't know. I just don't accept it.
Which is mostly
Anyways,
true.
that's by the side. So the first thing I would want to dive into is the era we're in. This digital age we're in, and people think, okay, for me, I saw a post rather. That's where I'm starting from.
Okay.
Of me being Gen Z, and I don't agree. There was. Let me see if I can check. If I can look
I
for
think
it.
I've seen it. The year you were born.
The
and
year,
then
and I'm not sure. There's millennials and there's Gen X.
millennial girl.
No, you're also Gen Z, I
Nope.
think.
Nope.
Gosh, I can't find it. But anyways, yes, Gen Z is between 1995 to 2015.
Okay.
Millennial is 1980 to 1994, and Gen X is 1965 to 1970, and that's it. How can I be Gen Z?
Well, it is what it is.
Anyways, we're talking about parenting, Gen Z parenting for a start. This digital age. Because I was thinking I'm not part of digital, maybe not the beginning, in fact, the mid digital age was when we were born. I was born. And I was thinking, I can't be Gen Z. I can't be a Gen Z parent. Maybe I'm giving birth to Gen Zs.
But you're not.
Yes, I find it very hard to
Difficult.
admit to believe that I'm Gen Z.
And why is that so?
How can I be okay? Gen Z. Gen Zs have this. I don't know. This stigma, not stigma. They just have
This attitude.
Yes, anyhow behavior. Anyhow, let's just go with the flow. I don't
Yeah.
want to go to school. It's fine. Just do whatever you want.
I get it.
How do we, seeing that, how do we control or not control? How do we help our children?
Okay.
Seeing that there's this shift
In
culturally, socially, gender-wise, morally, there's a big shift. I've been thinking, I didn't know, nobody gives you the memo, but when you're outside the picture and you see like a parent or a family with the child, the mother, or without, whatever the case may be, it just gives you like this vibe of simplicity and love, but nobody tells you it's not a walk in the park.
Definitely.
Only if the person hasn't been to the park by themselves. So with having just one child, and if I could ask any parent, anytime I see a parent, I will. How do they do it? With just one child, it's like difficult. And in this era, my mother-in-law always says she feels for us parenting in this generation
It's harder.
is harder than you. Like we have to try like 3 times
more than
they tried.
This is something
to
I
bring
was
up
discussing literally on Sunday. I know this auntie that has, I think, 7 kids,
Wow.
and most of them, 2 are boys and the rest are girls, and they're really good girls, really, really good girls. I mean, even the boys are. And I was wondering, I kept telling her, "Oh my God, 7 kids! Like you did this 7 times. Like how do you do it?" And she was like, "Oh," and I had no help. I'm like, no, back then you people had help.
Yes.
People had help. Maybe it's family. There's always a sister, an aunt. There's
In
always
the
someone.
house,
And she was
yes.
like, I actually didn't have that. I would have to pick up one kid from school at 12. The
And
next
she lived in Nigeria.
here in Kaduna, actually.
Wow.
And when she was telling me all of that, and I was fascinated by it because I feel like I can't do it. So I have 3 kids and I already feel like it's too
It's
much.
like our energy level is even different
It's
from
different.
parents.
And the kids now, I think, are smarter than we were. Honestly,
Yeah.
I actually think that.
Yes.
You know, they're
Yes.
smarter, they're like one step ahead, and they're just, we're dealing
Yes.
with toddlers and babies here. So
Yes.
imagine dealing with teenagers at this
Oh
generation.
my God, little me.
Exactly. So it was definitely easier back then, in my opinion, because they had more help and life was not as serious as it is
Is
now.
and difficult as difficult
Exactly.
it is now.
So honestly,
They're not
there's definitely a
exposed to
shift.
so much. Yes.
And now we have to do things a certain way. Back then, your mom could tell you, "Don't do this," and that's just
That's it.
Kids now tell you why.
They try you, they test you, they
Not just
push
that
you.
they don't understand that we should be, dominating parents. There should be a
And it starts at early age. How
Yes,
do they get
exactly.
that?
It's not something. Some people will be like, "No, it's just like you're too lenient."
I quite
with your
kalo,
kids."
if mom does, if I see
It's
that
don't.
kalo, I know my life has ended
And
from
now
that
you're going
moment.
to try that with your kid, and he's like, "Mom, what's wrong with your eyes? You don't get it.
They don't
You
get,
don't
yes,
get it."
they'll
So,
literally ask you, what's wrong with your
honestly,
eyes?
it's more difficult now.
So the question now is, what's happening to us? What's going on? Like,
Personally, 2 things for me. We are lazy as parents, in my opinion. But then at the same time, I know parents that are doing extremely well to a point that I think, how do you do it? So then it could be that it's not that because you're lazy, because this other parent is doing it absolutely well. You're lazing around and then you're getting the same results. So there's something we're not meeting up. I am of the belief that the way our parents handled it was better than how we did, but I'm old school with my parenting. It worked with my
I was
2
going
kids.
to go there.
Yeah, but then the last one, I really just don't. I'm just winging it right now. And
So-
this
so-
is the 3rd time that is giving me a problem. The 3rd one is the one that I'm dealing with, and he's not even 2.
and he's giving you pepper.
Like he is
Showing
showing
you-
us
showing you
serving it.
shaggy.
Hey. So that's the thing.
You mentioned your old school with your
Yeah.
upbringing.
Yeah.
Does your parents' upbringing have any impact concerning that?
Directly.
Okay.
I believe I am a decent person to some extent.
You are.
And,
I will testify to that.
I believe it's because of how I was raised. The discipline, basically my mom was an iron woman. She still is. She's sweeter now. She's nicer. But when I was growing up, I always wondered, is this really my mom? And that was her way of showing me love. The typical African parent method. And now when I see that people are doing it differently, and for some people it works for them,
yes.
but it wouldn't have worked for me. I am motivated, and I think by fear. So you have to understand your child. I have a child that you tell, don't do this, and they're like, and the next one you'll be like, I will beat the hell out of you if you do this, and they'll still do it. So parenting for me, I think, as much as I liked how our parents did it, it's based on individuality. You know what works for A. It's not like a one-man fit solution. What works for A might not work for B.
Yes.
And this is the tough thing for me. I've been a typical African parent with my kids. I show love, I give love, but I'm very firm. It worked with the 2. It's not working now. So something must have changed. And it's definitely not me. That's where individuality comes in my opinion.
So in that case, what do you do? Are you still figuring
Now
it
I'm
out,
asking
or
people.
you figured it out?
I haven't.
Okay.
Honestly, I haven't.
So you could-
I'm asking people and they're telling me, oh, do this, try this. And most of the things I'm told to do, it's either things I agree with personally. I'll try for a moment and it's like, this is
It's
not
not
me.
working,
It's
yeah.
not working. Or even if it might work, I haven't seen any work so far. But I'm still figuring out with this one. So it's a
What to
struggle.
do.
There is no solution for this particular little. But
Gem.
one thing I know is I think I'm more lenient. I'm softer now.
Yes, well, like I don't know, like it's as if your energy level drops.
Thank you. And now I
as-
cannot kill myself. The way with Ahmad, it was like, you do not touch this. I am not going to move my furniture because of you.
did that.
And then Almas is like, oh, the furniture has gotten old.
So it doesn't matter.
So maybe, I don't know, subconsciously,
You're
I am more
doing
lenient.
on
I'm not
him.
the typical African parent anymore.
anymore.
I'm a Gen Z mom now. And I don't even know.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely struggling now.
What to do about that? We'll have to figure it out. And
Right now, I'm praying and looking for other methods.
to try.
Yeah. But I'm still waiting for he's yet to be two.
Yes, yes.
So it could be that, but
Yes.
there's definitely a shift in behavior.
Because the first two kids weren't like that.
That's why you tell Anna to sit and he would
You sit down.
You tell Nahla to sit and she'll be like, and when you give her the look,
she will
sits.
mellow.
With Almas, he will laugh at you and move on, knowing nothing will happen.
Happen to him. I think it's the last baby syndrome. Like for the moment,
Definitely.
the last child
Definitely.
syndrome.
Definitely.
We're talking about friendship in parenting. I wouldn't say I was best friends with my mom
Okay.
growing up. I was more of a daddy's child. I was more, I was, yes, let's just be as a daddy's big child. And my mom was like your mom, iron lady. Every day you wake up, you just be getting slams from here and there.
You know,
all those typical African mother. That was what she was. But now I notice a lot of mothers, they are trying to change that narrative. They are like bringing their children in
Yes.
closer.
Yeah.
The question is, where do we draw the line? Where do we maintain our authority as
And
mothers and
Still be their friends.
still be their friends without losing them to in the friendship?
I think that's where discipline comes in. You tell a child, in my opinion, by the way, you tell a child, oh, you can tell me anything. And a child tells you whatever it is. That's you being friends with your child. That's you, bringing them closer. And then you now come and a child tells you, oh, I've done this, and all the things I've told you are things that they're not supposed to do. Now you decide, if I punish you, you might not tell me tomorrow. If I don't, you get away with it. So how do I handle such a situation? Okay, with me, three steps rather. Okay, you know what you've done is wrong. Yes, no, okay, you're not supposed to do this, and next time if you do it,
This is what
you
would
will be
happen.
punished. But you still get to tell me. So next time you do it, you tell me, I don't punish. I'll reward you
For telling me.
but still I'll be like, okay, you're not getting this. But I'll give you another chance. With my kids now, Ahmed is 8, and I'm teaching him trust. I'm like, okay, I'm going to trust you not to do this. Will you trust me to tell me next time? So I'm using trust as the magic word.
Has it been working?
It is. It has. With prayer. Ahmed, have you prayed? And he hasn't prayed, and he's like, I look at him and I'm like, so he's like, I haven't. I'm like, I'm supposed to beat you at your age if you haven't prayed, right? And he's like, yes. Like, so come, let's pray. You pray, and I'm like, okay, I was going to give you 2 candy, but now I'm giving you 1.
Because you didn't.
Yes, but I had no intention of giving you any candy.
Any candy at all.
Yes, just to show, okay, you still get the candy, so next time you'll still be honest with me.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Learn to pray.
And then you should be comfortable telling me.
you
so
did
that's
or
where
didn't.
in my opinion, you build the friendship. You make them feel comfortable, but at the same time, you know when to say no. You know when to punish them, but you can still come tomorrow.
Personally, I'm losing myself in friendship. I'm giving my all in that friendship, and it's sucking me.
And why do you think that is?
I don't know, because maybe this is my first rodeo.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do or how to do it. And I believe if my mom was here, maybe I would have gotten navigation.
That's true.
But I
wasn't friends with my mom until I got to the uni. I don't know how she managed to do it. we always, from day one, I think it's important, like, your kids know you love them. And that everything you're doing, whether you're being a witch about it or a queen, that you love them. I've never doubted her love. But I just knew this woman, Kai, like, it was just trouble.
Yeah.
There's nothing you'll get away with. So I wasn't friends with her, but once I was grown up and I think she felt like I was mature enough to be her friend, she gave me, like, there's nothing I wouldn't tell my mom right now, honestly. In fact, she's the one I would come, oracle, basically, call her for everything. So I got that.
I'm jealous.
But with some parents and with some kids, I know someone that is going through the same, but the kids now withdraw. So even they're grown up and you want to pull them closer, but they're used to their friends, and so you can't bring them back. So you have to find balance. That's it for me. It's good to find balance. Try, pull a few strings here and there and see what works for you, because what might work with Bilal will not work with Nahla. And individuality, I always come back to
individuality.
Yes. I think it's important.
Still on the friendship, there are some mothers, when you have a girl, you're drawn these days more towards the girl, the female, than the males. In some cases, there are exceptions, definitely, but there are some mothers that they put in so much in their child's
friendship, or what?
No, not the friendship itself, like in their heads. Like, because you want her to be your friend, let's paint a scenario. She's your only daughter. She's let's say she's in high school or primary school, that age. But there's no curtain towards some issues or subjects. You just feel like she's your friend.
No,
you're going to.
I'm sure even the Western people wouldn't agree to that. That's why discipline, I think,
like
in all relationships are important.
They open up in every aspect. Like some things that she doesn't even understand. Because personally, I know of a person who her mom used her as a vessel. All her problems, she just downloaded it. All her problems, because she thought she's a child, she wouldn't even understand. But telling her
impact
made her feel better. Maybe she wouldn't tell her husband, or she wouldn't tell her family, sister, relatives, but she downloaded everything to that child. And now the child is grown up, and when she remembers, she cries because she feels she used her.
Yeah.
Some people think it's okay. Well, in that case, what would that child do
after growing up? See a therapist.
I think so.
Honestly,
I think so.
See a therapist. The fact that it still bothers her, unresolved issues are there. I am not an expert in all of this, and I don't have a grown child yet. But I just know that there are things you just don't discuss with a child.
Yes.
There are things that
but parents still do it.
They actually still do it. Even maliciously.
Do it. Yes.
Some do it maliciously. Some people don't even know they're doing it, and some do it intentionally. Oh, your daddy did this, so we're giving daddy this attitude.
Yes.
So that's not parenting. That's just being wicked.
Or this person in the family, she's this. You'll be discussing why. Someone that you're supposed to, even if you're having something between you and the person, as adults, you're supposed to deal with it individually or personally.
Boundaries.
But you'd inflict so much toxicity into your child just so you could feel better.
That's because then that's when.
So what would the child tell you if you tell her that?
Just like we have bad kids, we have
bad parents.
That's just it. And sometimes one has to deal with some kids. Have to do with bad parents. Some turn out better because they like, I don't want to be like my mom. And then for some, it's a toxic circle that continues.
It's just sad. This topic is such a broad topic.
It is.
And when I think of it, I think of upbringing and what I would do, what impact I'd want to make on my child. I get the chills, because my worst fear today is there's only so much you can do. I believe after I've done my very best, from that best, I'll leave it to Allah to do the rest. But then you will still come out flawed. The child might still, definitely, we are all flawed. Right now, I know my parents they tried their very, very best with me, and I'm grateful for that. But of course, there are things, I was flawed and I'm still flawed, and I have that fear in me that my parents did that, and this is how I turned out to be today. What would I do? How would I feel if my child turns out flawed after everything?
I guess
What do
for
we
me,
do?
there's nothing we can do. Like you mentioned, you give your best. You do your best. With I think in our generation, it was our parents and worrying about bad friends. Now it's not bad friends. It's the social media. There's so
Yes,
many
like the
outside forces that you
forces,
can't
yes.
control.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why once you instill in your child discipline, know your boundaries. You can do all of that, and like the houses people say, "The malam baby, halim malam ba."
Alamalamba.
You give your
Excuse
all,
me.
and at the end of the day, the child goes wayward. You understand? And sometimes you find that terrible parents have the best kids because
Mm-hmm.
I've seen
Yeah.
that a lot. So personally, it's just like with school. I do my best. I give them my best. I help them when I can, and then the rest there's all these I can't control. And you know what they say? What you can't control? It's even
You,
Islamically
you,
that
you let it be.
you instill it. Make sure you teach them what to do, and then once they're mature, they have to do their thing, and it's them and their load. But as parents, you still want to. You always be involved.
Yeah.
But there's only so much you can control. You
Yes.
cannot control a child. That we
Yes.
already know. We all
Yeah.
know now.
Yeah.
Be it it's a baby or it's a grown ass boy or girl. So yeah.
Wow.
So honestly, I don't think even an expert will tell you
This
there's
is what
your
there's a
child is
guarantee that
guaranteed.
he's going to be flawless.
Yes, it's not possible. It's not possible. So I think so intentions. I think we just have
I
to
was going to talk about
manifest it.
that.
Yeah.
How are you, you're very intentional with a child, even with your attention. How do you give that utmost attention? Because life happens to everyone. Sometimes you're not even in the mood. Sometimes the child, I don't know, they just need
Balance.
you. How do you, sometimes the child might be calling you and I'm eating, I'm doing something, don't disturb me, don't do, and they feel somewhat disappointed or
Yes, that's
they
where
get
I
emotional.
see parents that are actually very intentional about their parenting, and they're doing better than
How
I
do you
am.
keep being
I am
intentional?
not, but they are. They put in more time. They schedule basically their lives around. You don't live for me. I mean, they're existing as parents, but their priorities are their children. For some people, it's not their children. It's either their businesses or their spouses. For some, so intentional parents, their priorities number one
Their child.
is their child. So whatever they do, they have times.
According to
Yes,
what would
mommy's
fit
on the phone. Mommy's on the phone every day.
around
I have
5.
I have a friend that speaks on because of how intentional she is. She doesn't talk on the phone all the time. She's not on her phone all the time because she wants to give her kids the best that she
best
can.
that she-
I admire her, and
Wow.
she's like, "You can do it," and I'm like, "No."
No.
She's like, "No, it's all about intention. Just like with
Yeah.
your prayer.
Yeah.
If you want to be intentional about your prayer,
yes.
the result you get, you can feel
You
it.
feel it, yes.
But when you're in a rush and you're like,
Let me just do it and yes.
so
yes.
intention, I think, is intentional parenting really works.
You have to control your brain. That's
Yes.
the Z.
That's it.
That is the hard part.
You have to choose to be uncomfortable. You understand? Because you're eating and you're flexing and the child comes and you're like,
Yeah.
But sometimes it's how you address it. Sorry, let mama finish all the Western
Yes.
ways that I don't. But it's good. It works for them. It might even work for me if I tried it. If I put so you have to put in the work basically in a nutshell. It's just like working out. It's not magic. Once you put in the work, you see results.
I swear to God, I thought having a child was all beautiful, all bed of roses. I'm going to be in love with my child. I even forgot I would be the one to do the assignment. I forgot because we had lesson
I'm still
teachers.
complaining.
I don't remember the day my mom taught me any assignment.
I finished the project
Any
just last week
homework.
and I said then I was like, I don't know whether we didn't do projects back then. But I was like, I can't remember.
I can't
my mom
remember.
suffering
Like
this.
I can't remember. I don't have any memory of my
We're
mom
just
teaching.
Same. In fact, I know for sure
That
did
she
not happen.
didn't.
Yeah. I know.
That
My
she
mom didn't even
didn't.
cook for us.
Yeah, me too.
You understand?
I remember the few times I can see her in my head
That she
cooked
exactly
in the kitchen.
And then now kids
That she's
will
in the kitchen.
demand that it has to be
be
yours,
yours,
and then we
yes.
give them, and they might not even appreciate it.
Yes,
So,
yes.
I think intention counts, and I don't know one parent that has it all.
Yeah.
That is not suffering. If you're nailing it in the academic way, you're not. It's
Something
we're all
you must.
suffering.
Yes.
But I think that's the beauty. about life. There is no
There's
perfection.
no balance. Yeah.
Yes. So there's only, we can just all do our best and hope for the best.
Yeah.
But if we don't give our best, then of course we shouldn't expect
Like,
magic
of
as
course,
well.
of
So,
course.
yeah,
Of
there
course.
is no perfection in parenting
Yeah.
so far, at least.
Mm-hmm.
No expert will tell.
Will
We're
tell
not
you.
experts, but
No one will
even the
tell
ones
you.
that are nailing it.
And then you're so scared to not do too much,
And then
not to hurt the
I think
child.
there's no too much actually. What do you mean by too much?
I actually discussed that with my friend too. When I told her I'm extra careful with people around my child or maids in the house, I'm always thinking no matter
Okay.
how good a maid is, from that aspect, no matter how good a maid is, I'm not comfortable. Then she's like, I'm overthinking it.
Okay.
I'm overthinking it. I'm like, in this era, you cannot overthink or overprotect your child.
I agree. I actually agree on that. But at the same time, you don't suffocate them. You understand? Even with our helps, sometimes you have people that are nasty. Once they see that you're so into your child, then
that's why they pray. Yes,
they're going to use your child against you. So you have to find balance. With my house, they're not allowed to touch my kids, but they're allowed to discipline them. So when I hear, Mama, this person hit me, and I'm like, you don't. I can hit my child, but not you. But you're allowed to come and tell me, oh, auntie, he did this, and I'll punish him right in front of you, so you know he's punished. But don't touch my child. And the reason for that isn't because I feel like my child shouldn't be touched. No, you could do it, and you could hurt him. You could. Maybe
it's just not your territory. Like, there's a limit to what you can do to any other, even if it's your sister's child. There's a limit. That's how close it can get. So there's a limit to what you can do to another person's child.
I think life is just not just parenting. Everything that we do is just about finding balance. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Because we might overdo it or underdo it, but it's all about, if we can find balance, then I think we can.
We can try.
Yeah.
We can try.
Yes.
Talking about another person disciplining your child, people nowadays, they don't even if it's within the family, hardly will you hear someone coming to you, my child is this way. In most cases, everyone is trying to hide, even as children. Whereas before, my mom, she used a loudspeaker. Anybody who comes to that house, she would say, but now people don't even want you to
seeking perfection.
But it takes a village to raise a child.
You know, you and
you're not doing any good for to your child.
Many times we've talked. That's one thing we have in common, not just with parenthood. In general, in life, we don't aspire everything to be perfect. We do our best. I think I just wing it. I take each day as it goes. So, but for some people, they have to sit a certain way. They have to do a certain way. So God forbid their child does something and you hear about it. It's like, hell no.
Covered.
You have to cover it. So me, I get an she'll come and she'll be like, oh, auntie, this person did that. And she was like, shut up, my friend. Get out of here. You'll dismiss it.
Yes.
And as a child, I mean, kids are kids. They'll pick up on that and I'll be like, okay.
Okay, yeah.
I'm allowed to do this.
He's allowed to do it.
Or I can do it and get away with it. Just because we don't want people to know.
Yeah.
So it's all about seeking perfection. Some people just need to look perfect outside. It could be really messed up inside. But it has to be perfection outside. So it's all about nature. I still think, like, I am a big, like I mentioned, I'm motivated by fair. Even in school, when I get lesson teachers, I tell them, scare the hell out of them.
What?
And they're like, but. It's the same thing happening with my malam now. He was so nice today. Nahla will be like, Mala, why are you wearing this clothes every day? Because she feels like Mala is her friend. You need to know Malam is not your friend. Okay.
I think my parents told my Malam to tell us, Bani de Mutenchi. One now that it said Nimu Gune. And he was always Mugwina. But right now his family, like, very close. We talk, we ask for help.
I think my Malam is not my therapist. Literally, I go to Malam with all my
every time. But I can remember when he came, Malam Nimu Gune. Well, some people don't even want anyone to tell their child that.
But then you can use that same strategy on a child and it's
back to their shell, yes. So it depends on the child individually, how the character is.
What motivates you as
a parent?
As a mother?
You're asking me what motivates
Yeah.
me?
Basically, life. Are you motivated by fear,
By
by
fear.
the fear of failure, by like what?
Yeah, fear and failure.
For some people, it's that aspiration of wanting to just be great. It's not about. It's like I just have to
How to
get
be
it.
great? No,
For me, you
it's
see,
fear and failure.
that's just it. I am motivated by fear. Tell me you don't do this, this happens, and I'll do
I'll
it.
do it,
If I
yes.
go to doctor and he says you're diabetic, I stop taking Coke.
Mm.
But if he tells me you're fine, but Coke will lead to, I will drink Coke.
Yes, yes. Now I want to talk about Zumba. You see this gem of a person. I don't want to paint the picture because she's a married woman, but she's energy 100, more than 100 in fact. How do you do it?
Passion, in a nutshell.
Okay.
I think I love to dance. I started Zumba just
I
like you.
can see that.
I started Zumba just like you with Fati. She taught me all the basics. And it was just match made in heaven. Every day I realize it's the one thing. That's why I don't work. I don't think I can function in an office setting.
9 to 5.
If there's one thing that is constant in my life right now, other than life and family, it's Zumba. I love it. So whenever I'm working out, it's like happy hour.
And I'm looking at
like working out.
She's killing 2 birds with a stone. How amazing.
Exactly. And then
I want to
money
be
comes
that way.
in,
That's
so
it.
it's like perfection for me.
So passion.
That's just
Just it. Some people say passion can only go for a while.
I agree.
You need business. You need to
Exactly. There are
make
days where
business
passion
out of your passion.
Exactly.
Yes.
There are
If not,
days
you
when I
eat
don't
passion.
want to wake up. I don't feel like Zumba. But then, I make money and this is my work.
You
But
wake
once I start,
up. You pick up.
that's just it. No matter the mood I am in.
So basically, you're saying if you don't wake up to do anything, that means you're not passionate about it. You're not passionate enough
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
If
Nothing
you're
will make me. I don't work. And this year I started morning classes. And it's the only reason. I wouldn't go for PTA. Talking
But you
about parenting.
parent,
I wouldn't go for PTA.
but you
And
wake
then
up for
I'll be like,
Zumba.
oh, is there anything? Is the child? My child is okay. Is there anything I can do? No, ma'am, he's just fine. And I'm like, okay, it's
Later.
sorted. If there's an issue, I'll go there. But I'll miss PTA. I'll miss an event, and there's a wedding I can miss, and I'm like, oh, I have to wake up in the morning and I have to travel. And I'm like, sorry, I can't make it. But when it's Zumba,
you
I
get
am
up.
waking up for Zumba at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
I always come sad, but the minute I step in here, it's like I lit up. It's like, yes, let's do this.
Yes.
So it's passion really, really helps.
I forgot to mention, you guys, when I asked this amazing person to be on my show, who wants to be on my show?
Hello?
Nobody wants to be on my show. Anyways, it's just jokes. When I asked her, no second thought. You see how amazing she is? She said yes. Yes, but I think afterwards she was feeling, did I make the right choice? But she's here, and we've had a swell time. I knew we were going to have a swell, and it's like this topic is so broad.
Yeah.
We could go on and on and on, endless. But we have to go, guys. But before we go, I didn't ask my viewers for question from you for you. Just give us tips of keeping fit in your house. No, not in your house, in Zumba. You guys have to come for Zumba.
You can come. Okay, so a lot of people can't leave home. Not that
they don't want
Some actually don't want to, but can't leave home, and they want to keep fit. It's as simple as putting in your earbuds and then
dancing
to whatever
Whatever
it is,
flows.
as long as you're moving. You don't even have to move. That's the thing.
The specifics.
I love about Zumba. No. You can just bring it.
I thought you teach us specifics because I'm always noticing.
In class, yes.
Okay,
Usually it's
okay.
like 2 here, the basic 2 here, 2 here. When we go left, we would definitely go
Go
right.
right, okay.
But then sometimes we like to surprise you and then we don't go right. You understand? So I think the reason Zumba was created and it's so popular all around the world, it's the fact that it's not restricted. There's salsa, there's strong by Zumba,
there's
we have
Afro.
Zumba. That's your you can just, so all you have to is move and be happy working
what
out.
you're doing. Yeah.
So the magic word in Zumba is to be happy. If you're dancing Zumba and you're not happy about it, it's not for you.
During my off days, I don't mean to cut you short, this year I was sick. I was in the hospital, and when I got back, I couldn't even move. I was so weak, very sluggish. I just said, I can't go for Zumba. I can't even drive. Let me get my laptop. And I did Afro Zumba. I swear to you, it worked like magic. That day, I got my energy. Little by little, it was coming back. I did it for 3 days. And I regained my strength
There's
back.
so many courses online. There's so many free videos too, and which are very easy to follow. Very good directives and all that. But sometimes, I always say Zumba is a party.
Yeah.
The more, the merrier.
So, and there's a myth behind it. A lot of Hausa women think, yes, 2 things to wrap it up. 1, Zumba doesn't work. I don't know why people think. They would be asking me, when is Zumba mad here's why I make you they say, oh, but me, I know what it's doing for me.
Before I started Zumba, like I told you, Zumba was something I never thought I would do. I didn't even know about Zumba, honestly, until I started class. I used to go to Murtala Square to run or walk. I was mostly running, and my leg would always hurt. But I was like, I must lose this weight. Yeah. And then a friend kept convincing me to go and dance. And I was like, I'll go to the random women that I don't know, and I'll dance, dancing. And you think that's a way.
Now, guys,
from day one,
she's coaching the random women.
Basically. Like, it's the best decision of my life. In fact, I should call Moni later and be like, yes, Fatih has been awesome with me. So I don't think I can work out. I can't even think maybe I can walk. But I don't think I can go to a gym and be doing anything.
Too, right now, after I've fallen in love, Zumba for life.
That's
guys.
just it. Oh, yes.
Secondly, I don't know if it's an Arewa women thing. They believe if you're not fat, you are struggling in your husband's house. What is wrong with us? Even Islamically, your body is an amana to you.
People don't, or if you're skinny, it means you're fit.
Yeah.
People underestimate, and I think there's a misconception. A lot of people don't know what fitness is. They think being fat is just
a sign of success.
So you can be fat and fit. You can be skinny and unfit. So fitness isn't just
the thing of the mind.
Yes, it's a lifestyle. Basically, that's just it. So one has to be fit for yourself, like you mentioned, Islam too encourages it. But if you want to stay at home and be big and have all sorts of cholesterol and heart problems, but
you can choose the highway.
That's just it. It's either the highway or no
way at all.
So yeah,
guys, it breaks my heart and I'm going to let her go.
We'll see later or tomorrow.
So till next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I never say like, follow and subscribe, ring the bell, tell your neighbors, tell everybody, guys, please, we need this. And I promise to bring more amazing guests with insightful views just for you guys, inshallah. Thank you.